Hello, this is Mr. Blanks with another video. Today I'm here with last market watch of the weekend. Coming to you Monday morning. We just had YCS Pasadena, Ishizu Tournament 1. I'm gonna have a video out later describing, what happened, my thoughts on it. Yeah, this is a crazy weekend. The Shizu cars were legal for the first time this weekend, and we're gonna jump right into it. Kelbeck, the ancient Vanguard, coming out of Magnificent Mavens. Of course, you know it says coming out of Mama. Mama! Price starts at $11.98, bombs out at $12.78 shipping for Kelbeck. This is one of the cars I think people were either cutting or they played at two. Like either way, like I would, if you're interested in playing this deck, I would definitely pick them up right now. Because the biggest thing you want to do is you want to keep play. Like you definitely want to play with these cards. I'll pick them up right now. Because the biggest thing you want to do is get them before they skyrocket. Because I think right now, because there's so many listings, I think there's about 72 listings. This is about the time you want to pick them up before they start getting bought out. Next card is Triple Tactics Talent. This card, I heard from a lot of people, was a hit or miss depending on the deck. I do believe Ishizu was 50-50 because you automatically, this card was always live if you played it tournament. I know for Flunderies, it was a hit or miss because sometimes if you activate Shifter and they didn't have anything, because you always want to activate Shifter in the main phase, that you can always, get this live if this was in your hand. If you had this in Shifter, because it was automatically you just draw two cards or look at your opponent's hand. It's like, but this card wasn't as live, but also coming out of Magnificent Maven Ultra Rare. Price started at $11.49, bomb to $11.50. You got prices here with shipping for Triple Tactics Talent. I would definitely pick this up if you want to if you want a couple copies for yourself. Hold on to it for later. Definitely. We have Agido, the Ancient Sentinel, coming out of Mama. Magnificent Mavens. Price starting at $9.25. It bombs out at $9.70 for Magnificent. For Agido, the Ancient Sentinel. This is another card. I think this played at 1, so I might play it at 2 or 3. Like either way, if you're playing a tailness, you mainly saw this. Like a lot of times, if this hit the graveyard, it was I think it was like 5 cards, and then you could just send 5. You could special summon this from your hand, and then you could special summon one Earth Fairy. Like this was like a double summon this thing because it was summon itself. This card set from the deck or hand to your opponent's grave. You can special summon this card from your hand. Then special summon one on level 4 Earth Fairy monster from the graveyard. Except if this card is sent to the graveyard, of course, like you always love to see this. Definitely mirror matches. I would definitely pick this up like $9. I don't think it'll be any cheaper for that right now, but it might. It totally depends. You have Keldo, the Sacred Protector, coming out Magnificent Maven, another Ishizu card, $4.99, 550. Definitely, I'll definitely pick this up. I think the biggest thing you want to do with this card is that you want to pick this up because this is gonna be the cheapest one. Because I know a lot of times it's like you ban this card from your field and target up to. So I know every deck is playing at least one because you want to shuffle it back in and then mill it back off again. Like some decks don't care because they'll play 3 and mill back. It's like definitely the card that you definitely want to mill back in if you don't want to mill your opponent's cards. You have Skill Drain. This is a card I saw a lot in a lot of people's side decks that I was like, okay, I see that because a lot of times your effects are on in the graveyard or your hand. Skill Drain coming in Magnificent Maven. Price start at $4.82. Bombs out $4.95. You definitely like this is definitely a card you want to pick up. It's cheaper now than the counterpart in the Hidden Arsenal set that came out earlier this year. It like it looked cleaner because some people did like the dual terminal like art or the dual terminal technology, but I'll definitely pick this one up. Like it's one of the best cards out there. Bedora, Sword Oracle, Magnificent Mavens. This card is right about it's like $3.99 starting, $4.50. I'll definitely pick this up. Like the core now, it's gonna set you back like $100. But like after that, if you want like Tearless itself, besides Collider Heart, is cheap. Like the main deck monsters, you know. Sprite Sprint coming out of Darkwing Blast, 1473. Bombs out at 1618 for Sprite Sprint. Sprite had a few showing at YCS Pasadena. That was great because I mean, of course, everybody knew She's a Terror was going to be the hot thing, but we didn't know how much Sprite or Floowandereeze. Because to me, this is like a 3 deck. This is tier 0, but this might be also a 3 deck format, just like 2020. We got Tearlament Rukalos coming out of Darkwing Blast, starting at $11.49, bottoming out at $11.49 with 99-cent shipping for Rukalos coming out of Darkwing Blast. I think this card put a lot of work for a lot of players today. Like some players recommend playing 2 just in case, but some only play with 1, and it was a lot of risk, but a lot of reward as well. Bystone Magna Hut coming out of Darkwing Blast. This card is spiking up the price. Right now it's $16. Bottomed out at $17.70. I remember this card was like what people say it was like $3 on pre-release, and people didn't want to pick it up. And I was kind of one of those people, but I got it right before it spiked. This is definitely a card you want to pick up right now because this card, it's a super rare. That's mean you could press your luck by buying a box. You might be able to get 1, maybe even 2 if you get a lucky box. Because this card alone is definitely worth it. It's a DD Crow on legs, like mega legs. Bystone Rebellion coming out of Darkwing Blast. Starting price is $69.77. Bottom out at $74 for a Bystone Rebellion. This is a card that I go back and forth. Do I want to buy it? Because it's like if I could definitely buy it because it's like then I could use it in like my decks for later. This is definitely a good card. Like this is a card you have to consider buying now, but it's like you also could wait. I would wait about a week because like most of the Bystone monsters that are played are Magna Hut and what's the other one? Druid's Worm. Those are the 2 mega ones. This is like 50-50 because this kind of needs assistance in order to get working. But you could play this. This is a card I would definitely test online first before I start playing. Bystone Druid's Worm coming out of Darkwing Blast. Starting price is $6.49. Bombs out at $7.94 for Bystone Druid's Worm coming out of Darkwing Blast. There's another card too. This is the other one where it says if it especially this card said from the field to the graveyard, you can target one special summon monster from your opponent's control, send it to graveyard. If it didn't target, it would be as busted as Magna Hut, but it works. It works for what it does. Pot of Prosperity coming out of 2210 of Pharaoh Gods. Price starting at $37.45 and bottom out at $37.98 for Pot of Prosperity. Like right now, I think a place is a little bit over $114 or a little bit under $114. I think the biggest thing is this. If you're playing Floowandereeze, do not worry about getting this. I mean, this is a better card than Pot of Extract, but if you don't have Pot of Prosperity money, pick up Pot of Extract because it doesn't get you deeper into the deck, but in long tournaments, it's a better card because your opponent doesn't see into your side deck. You don't see into your side deck too, but you get that draw two, plus you get the mystery of knowing what card you draw, and sometimes that hand advantage, but then the lack of knowledge your opponent has just helps you in the long run. I would definitely, if you have money to pick this up, pick it up. If you don't, stick with your pot of extra, because in the long run, like either way, they're both are good pot cards. Forbidden Droplet coming out of 2022, 10 of Pharaoh guys. Price starting at $23.68. A bomb out at $23.94 for Forbidden Droplet coming out of 2022, 10 of Pharaoh guys. This kind of had fallen off because the biggest thing with Forbidden Droplet is card advantage. Plus, it's like you don't want to. It's like this loses to D Shifter and or Dimension Fissure and or Macro Combat as well. Different dimensional grounds, because if they just flip any of those and activate it, this card becomes completely dead. Plus, Dark Gold is just better because it just shuts it down. You do kind of lose your battle phase because you can't deal damage. It just does cut it in half, but it's like due to it has to send to the graveyard, it kind of mitigates some of the same. Plus, you have to send card. Sometimes you kind of need cards in your hand to activate, but it's like this is the card I would definitely consider picking up. Like I would not sleep on this card. Like at any moment, this card could be $40. Trust me. Ash Blossom and Joy's Brain coming out of 2022 10 of Pharaoh Gods. Yeah, its price starts at $10.99. Bombs out at $11.63 for Ash Blossom and Joy's Brain. Yeah, the price would keep falling because Ash is not seeing any play. It's not. To me, it's not a bad. It's right in this format. It's a bad hand trap, but it's not a bad card overall. Like if you're playing Rogue, this this crushes every Rogue deck. Definitely Branded. If you play against anybody that goes like Branded Fusion, just go Ash. It's just turnover, easy. That's it. Definitely have places. You definitely always want to buy Ash Blossom when you get the chance to, because it's good to have in your binder just in case if you ever want to trade them for later dates. If you ever somebody says, "Oh, does it make an Ash Blossom?" You just whip out your binder, boom, you got it. I will always recommend having Ash Blossom. Never be caught without Ash Blossom. Diviner of the Herald coming out of 2022 10 of Pharaoh Gods. Price starts at $12.47. Bombs out at $12.49 for Diviner of the Herald coming out of 2022 10 of Pharaoh Gods. This card mainly right here is it's like this right here. This plus any Shizu monster gets you to a Baron de Fleur with ease. This card is helping now. It's moved on for Drytron. Do not use Drytron in this format. Do not play Drytron. This is supposed to help agents, but agents never rose to the occasion. You play this in Ishizu automatically. How I put this? You automatically go. You normal summon this. Send of course you go to send whatever Shizu monster, because they're all fairy. Boom, level 6. Special summon whichever one can special summon back. Go right to a Baron within 2 summons, or no 3 summons, and you got negate. You just keep it moving. Runic tip. Coming out of Tactical Masters. Price starting at $27.65 and bottom out at $28.87 for a Runic tip. No Runic break. I don't think we've seen this weekend. Not a lot. I think it might have been 1 or 2 I saw, but none of them made any noise. I think now, because of the Shizu card, you got so many interruptions that could just it can catch you off guard. You go because Runic Fountain targets, and talk about Runic Fountain. Runic Fountain targets. You can just mess up cards, send them into the deck before this card has a chance to even activate, and now due to the illegal targets are not in the graveyard, you can't get the draws. And Ruining Fountain coming out of Tactical Masters. Price starting is $10.99, bombs out at $12.94. This is a great card. I would definitely recommend playing this card. If you're playing Ruining, if you like Ruining Sprite, might not be the way. I'll probably just play regular Sprite, but that's just me. Ruin Still of the Flourishing Hills. Why I have this card here? This is another card. I know people are playing like Ruin Still, like Ishizu, and a lot of times people say, "Oh, these do synergize Earth Fairies." Like you can play like an Earth Turtle deck, you know. Like you could turbo. You could play like Ishizu Versil, like boom, play this, summon out like Earth Barrier statue, like Earth lock your opponent, and then boom, just keep it moving. Like Versil of the Flourishing Hills coming out of Power out of Element. Price starting at $6, bombs out at $7.19. Like this is another deck if you want to play like Ishizu, like in a rogue like style. You can play with Versil, where it's like Versil monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effect. You could discard and one monster or Versil card. Add one Versil card from your deck to your hand, except Versil of the Flourishing Hills. Then you can special summon one Earth monster from your graveyard. Like that's me. If you want to send, or say if you have Earth Barrier statue, you can just special summon that back and just keep it moving. Now you have Earth Lock. This also could work with Emancipators. Either way, it's a good rogue deck that has meta capability into Primarville, Planet Perolino coming out of Power of the Elements. Price is starting at $77 for Near Mint First Edition. Bombs out and lightly played First Edition $79.89. This is a card I definitely, if you are on a budget, you might want to stay away from. But my main thing with the budget is see how much you're willing to go over a little bit, and see if you could just get yourself one, you're all set. I always say, if you could get yourself just one card, you're like one of this, you're perfectly in the driver's seat. Definitely, if you're a budget player, definitely see if you can pull off at least getting one of them. Just make your deck a little bit more consistent, a little more better. You don't have to, but if you want to win, because there's winning on a budget, and there's winning with a competition, but with sometimes you gotta tweak it a little bit. Sometimes you gotta go a little bit over to get that win. Sprite Blue coming out of Power of the Elements. Price starts at $37.89. Bombs out at $41 for Sprite Blue. Sprite will right now is not it's not the time to get Sprite. I'll probably wait. I think YCS endorsement or the one I think that might be in Germany. The next after the next YCS, the one that's in Europe, I think it's endorsement. After that YCS, this is when I might be interested in, and I'm not saying myself, but I'm saying if you're someone that wanted to pick up Sprite but was too expensive back then, that's when I pick up Sprite. I pick it up after the next YCS. I will monitor what Sprite Blue is, because right now it's at it's at $37. Look at how much you're willing to pay for a playset, and then go from there. Because this is gonna be your most expensive card. Plus some of the nimble cards, but they got reprinted in the OTS pack. Let me always pull those, trade from at your local OTS store, and keep it moving. But I definitely will wait. If you already have one, of course you try to trade, buy whatever you can to get this another. Because my main thing, like Sprite Blue is probably the one card you definitely want at 3. Every other card you can play 2, 1. I would definitely be on the lookout for this. Ultimate Slayer coming out of Power Elements. This card, I thought this card was going to do a lot better. It starts at $22, bombs out at $23.50. I had so much hype for this card, but the issue is it's a 1-for-1, and I think right now this card just doesn't do it. And I'm gonna have a video about this card coming out soon about why I felt like this card was designed wrong, and it's gonna open some people's eyes. Tailormans Rhino Heart coming out of Power of the Elements. Price starts at $17.95, bombs out at $18 for Tailormans Rhino Heart. This is probably another card for budget players for Tailormans. If you can get at least just one, you start building up from there, and then you get two. It's like, I know it's not aqua, but this definitely does help. If you can at least get one, you're in the driver's seat. Definitely consider try to get at least one copy. Spray Elf coming out of Powder Elements. Price starts at $19.49. Bombs out at $19.99 for Spray Elf coming out of Powder Elements. This card was like $7 about a week ago. About $7, $8, $9. Now it's like near $20. If you need Spray Elf, I'll pick it up right now. Do not wait any longer, because this deck will get more expensive. Spray Blue might get cheaper, but Spray Elf, because it's a Link 2, it's being used in tournaments as well as Sprite. That's where this card is so utilized. It's being used in both decks, and you need to get it as soon as possible. We'll look at the structure deck real quick. Ash Blossom, the only card that's worth money. No matter what, Ash Blossom will always be worth money. Ash Blossom coming out of the structure deck, Legend of Crystal Beast. Value is $5.30. Bomb out at $5.69 for Ash Blossom and the Joy Spring coming out of the structure deck, Legend of Crystal Beast. Right now, this card is probably one of the best hand traps of all time. Now, I mean, it's not the best for this format, but if you have the Crystal Beast structure deck, this is definitely a card you definitely want to hold on to. Probably the best value easily in the structure deck, easily. We got some cards left. Volcanic Scattershot coming out of Astro Pack 7. There is some listings that had this. Yeah, was it $4.98 near mint unlimited. Bombs out at $5.89 for Volcanic Scattershot. Yeah, this card was used at time because if it's sent off, you burn 500 to your opponent, and then this card, but I mean the bomb effect doesn't matter. But if you have three, you can send three, burn for 1,500. Go back and do it again. It's crazy. It's not once per turn. Skullmark Ladybug. I think I might have saw this Jesse Cotton list. I'm not sure whose list. Coming out of Dark Revelations Volume 2. Mod play. Let's go. Light play unlimited about $5. We'll look at the last list. They're getting bought out. Lightly played unlimited $9.44 is where the bottom out at. Like this card right here, when this card is sent to the graveyard, increase your limit price by 1,000. Like, lady, it's pretty much alright, cool. We're both tied. I'm gonna activate effect. Oh, this got sent. Alright, cool. My life price go up. GG's. This definitely a card I recommend picking up, because this, it's a card that has been reprinted about I want to say 15 plus years. Because the other set it comes in is the best, to me, one of the best set of all time. Invasion of Chaos. This set is the reason why we have an actual forbidden list. Invasion of Chaos. And last but not least, Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. I will never see the time where this was more valuable than Ash Blossom. Ghost Sister's Spooky Dogwood coming out of Dark Neostorm. Price starting at $12.50. Light plate unlimited. Bottoms out for $21.22. Near mint unlimited. First edition is $22 for near mint first edition. Bottoms out at $29.88 for near mint first edition for Ghosts to Spooky Dog. If you don't have your copies, there's these are just the regular. Let me go right here. We got 5 regular copies. You have 5. You got about 5 copies. 5 copies. You got the Lost Star promo. You got the pick yourself any copy. It doesn't matter. Do not worry about what copies. Just pick yourself up a copy. That's pretty much it. Mr. Blank's another video. Thank you for watching. Get yourself Ghost Sisters. It will save you your time. It's not the new Maxi. Do not let people gas it up. It's not the new Maxi. But this will, if you could chain this at the right time to the right card that's about to get summoned, this is it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Peace.